Also on the 15th, we have Next Station, the Singapore MRT game, and this one's a competitive card shedding game where at the beginning of the game, each player is going to be dealt 7 cards, and then you're going to have a main deck that players will be able to draw from anytime that they can't play a card on their turn, but you're also going to be starting the game by drawing 1 card randomly from the top of that deck, and then putting it into play as the starting card. There's 3 different types of cards offered in this game, with the main ones being the station cards, and you can identify these because they are a solid color, and there's a few different ways that you can play these cards. For example, on your turn, if the previously played card matches the same color as one of your station cards, then you can just go ahead and play that station card in order to get it out of your hand. But another way that you can get rid of these cards even more efficiently is if you have 4 of them that match the same color and the previous one played also matches that color, you can actually play all 4 of those station cards at once, and as a bonus you get to play another card from your hand. The other way to get these station cards out of your hand works a little bit differently because these cards also have a station number at the top of them, and if you ever notice that someone plays a station that's exactly 1 number below any of your stations, you can play that station out of turn as an adjacent station. So for example, this one has a 19 on it, so if someone was to play the 18 on their turn, you can just announce that you have an adjacent station and then play this one on top of their card, and then they would continue their turn or it would move on to the next player. The second type of card in this game is the interchange station, and these are normally going to have 2 different colors on them. And whenever you play these, you do have to match one of those colors with the card that was previously played. Anytime that happens, it's going to be changing the color requirement to the other color on that card. So if the previously played card was green, and then I went and played this interchange card on top of it, then that would be turning the new color to blue. The third type of card isn't displayed on this page, but it's called the Special Pass card, and these can have a whole variety of effects and special abilities, and they might even have multiple effects that you'll be able to choose from, but if you get those cards, you can just use those cards in order to enact their effects. Of course, the goal is to try and get rid of all of your cards first, because if you are able to do that, you do win the game, but like I mentioned, if it comes to your turn and you're not able to play a card, then you're going to have to draw a card from the top of the deck. If you can play that card when you draw it, then you can still go ahead and do that before your turn ends. But if not, your turn's going to come to an end and you're going to be stuck with an extra card, and it's going to be moving on to the next player. One thing to note about all of this is that you can also choose to draw a card even if you do have a card that you can play. For example, maybe you have 3 blue cards in your hand and you want to try and get 1 more blue card in order to play all 4 of them at once. Or maybe you have some special pass cards that you want to save till later, so there are some situations where you might want to risk drawing another card from the top of the deck. But if a player is able to shed all of their cards first, then they win the game. Otherwise, the game's going to be ending anytime that main deck runs out, and then it's going to be the player with the least cards left in their hand that wins. That's how you play the game, and if this one does sound interesting to you, you can go ahead and check it out, and I will have it linked down below.